On January 15, 2022, the Hunga Volcano, located 36 nautical miles northwest of Tonga in the southwest Pacific Ocean, erupted in an extraordinary manner. The explosive eruption unleashed an atmospheric pressure wave which was recorded around the world. It was this pressure wave that generated the tsunami observed in faraway places such as New Zealand, Japan, California, South America, the Caribbean, and even Europe. In the region close to the volcano, it was a different story. Here, the tsunami was primarily generated by the effects of the eruption itself, which displaced the surrounding ocean water through explosions, submarine landslides, and the collapse of the volcano's underwater caldera. The resulting tsunami was highly complex and is still the subject of scientific debate. However, the end result was a series of waves that began hitting the western coast of Tongatapu around 4:15 p.m. local time, with the largest surge of over 20 meters coming ashore sometime after 6 p.m. The tsunami washed completely over the narrow Hihifo Peninsula. The Hatafu Beach Resort at the northern end was a popular spot for New Zealand surfers, with good waves and a family-friendly vibe. The resort owner, Moana Paea, was working on the day of the tsunami. This is her story.
I think it would have been just before 5 o'clock in the evening because we were cooking and our kitchen faces the water. First of all, we heard a lot of people screaming, but then my staff said to me, "Oh, Mo, why is the water like that?" And I just looked up and all I saw is that it's like a gushing of water, like, whitewash. And straight away, my instinct said it's tsunami. So then I just threw everything down and called my staff and said, "Go everyone out." We saw that swell that had crashed in, it had already come up to our fence line. When we were running down to go and call out all our guests, the water had retrieved. And in that going out, I was busy just calling people to get out. When we had gone up to the top of the property, that's where I saw people were reversing in their vehicles. And I knew the waves had already come through. And I said to my husband, "No, we can't take the vehicles. We have to run through the bushes." So we were running through the bushes. I'd say maybe a minute or two of running through the bushes. That's when the bang came. It felt like a bomb because the pressure of it pretty much knocked all of us on the ground. And then we got up, we ran, and we can still hear that the waves are coming. And, of course, we couldn't find the rock because that was where we always thought that that's a safe place to run to. And then we ran to a mango tree and we got most of our staff up. And that's when we got a phone call from my brother. And he rang up and he said, "Try and make it to the road." We thought, okay, yeah. Because then it kind of felt like the waves were silenced, like it wasn't as full on. So we got them all down from the tree. And when we got to the main road, that's when it started to rain down with rock. There's a house there that's a 2-story house. And there were village people up on their 2-story house. And I asked them, "Can we come up?" And when we had gotten up, we could look across to the ocean where the mangrove is. That's when we saw that whatever swell that had come to us, it was wrapping around to where Nukalofa was. And my brother and he just arrived and we jumped into his vehicle. When we got in the car, I heard the roaring of the ocean. From what we saw on that side of the island and what I could hear coming from our side of the ocean, I thought that was it. My brother just zoomed out. And when we zoomed out, to me, what I felt like, we were being chased out by the ocean. And according to the men that were left on that roof, within seconds of us leaving, that's when the big swell that came across and wiped out the village.